It's another day and another video and another 30 minutes at least talking about The Rock and his terrible PR week, trying to make sense and trying to really damage control what will go down as one of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time, with one of the worst endings to a WrestleMania main event of all time, with John Cena and Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41. Rock was supposed to be there. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Rock was supposed to be there. The storyline set it up for The Rock to be there. Coming out of the Elimination Chamber, Rock wanted Cody to sell his soul. Cody said no. Instead of Cody, John Cena sold his soul, and John Cena became The Rock's champion at WrestleMania 41. But The Rock was not there to usher in the new era of John Cena as WWE champion. The Rock was not there to crown his champion. The Rock was not there to give us an explanation on why John Cena sold his soul to The Rock. None of it happened. It was supposed to, and The Rock seemingly went absent, went silent, all during the road to WrestleMania. So Rock goes on Pat McAfee's show, does damage control, logic gaps, and basically everything that he is saying to Pat McAfee. Fans and everybody in the community questioning what The Rock said, why he said it, why it doesn't make sense. So obviously, not only with the backlash coming out of WrestleMania, now he's got the backlash coming out of the Pat McAfee show because he was a bold-faced liar and bullshitted everybody for 30 minutes. So people like me and people like Dave LeGreca on Busted Open Radio were really passionate and really vehement about none of this makes sense and how The Rock single-handedly ruined not only John Cena's heel turn and the WrestleMania main event, but the storyline moving on into the spring and summer months. He just ruined it completely by not showing up. As you guys see there on screen, The Rock circled his reply to Dave LeGreca and Busted Open Radio on their official Instagram page. This is regarding Dave LeGreca's criticisms regarding his lack of involvement at WrestleMania. Following his own comments on the Pat McAfee show, The Rock addressed all of this in this post on Instagram, saying, and I quote, "Hi, Dave. The business is a complete work. Always has been, always will be. Every aspect of it, every match, every interview. Please join me, Cody Rhodes, John Cena, Brian Gewirtz, who is basically The Rock's right-hand man to his own personal creative writer, and the rest of us." I'm assuming Triple H is categorized into the rest of us, seeing that he was not mentioned in this post here, being that he's the head of creative for WWE. For our creative discussions, so you can expand your perspective. Until then, stop ranting. It's not healthy, my friend. Enjoy the show. P.S. Tell Bubba I have Grand Marnier and Hush Puppies for all of us. Clinking champagne glass emoji, laughing emoji. Now, for all the conspiracy theories and conspiracy theorists out there, the fact that The Rock didn't mention this, or The Rock didn't mention Paul Levesque, rather, in this comment, is going to drum up more discussion on if there is a political rift between The Rock, TKO, and Triple H. Triple H didn't mention The Rock in his Hall of Fame speech. The Rock basically went silent. He ghosted everybody during WrestleMania season. Not one mention, not one Instagram post, not one Twitter post, not one video. He didn't say anything about it until he got on the Pat McAfee show Tuesday and then explained what he liked, what he didn't like, who he didn't like, and how he would do things differently and wouldn't have done the ending the way that they did it. The way that they did it was you forcing their hand to do it that way because you were supposed to be involved. I don't know what the political rift is. We may never find out. I said that in the previous video that I did. It's fun to talk about, but if you're asking me personally, I want to reiterate again what I think is going on here, and I would not be surprised within a 5-year time frame. I honestly think The Rock is trying to sandbag and sabotage Triple H and his team by the stunt that he pulled here. I do think within 5 years' time, when things obviously start cooling down, because we're going to get to a point where WWE, month over month, year over year, is hyping up how many shows they sold out, how much money they made, the attendance, the live gate, this and that, biggest ever. That all eventually is going to start coming crashing down. And when it starts to come crashing down and they don't come to where they broke their records and they don't get close to the money that they were making, Triple H is going to take the blame for that. And The Rock and his team are going to swoop on in, and I do feel The Rock is eventually going to end up taking over creative, and I do think his team is going to end up taking over creative, and Triple H is going to be forced out when things aren't really going the way that TKO and Dwayne Johnson wants them to go. That's just my theory. I know a lot of other people feel that same exact way as well. I would not be surprised to see any of that. I do think The Rock is sandbagging and sabotaging Triple H, and this is only the beginning stages of it. It actually started last year. He wanted to be involved with Roman, and Triple H told him, no, this is my plan. This is the plan that I had. This is the plan, obviously, that Vince had for Cody Rhodes. We're going to see it through because that's the best story here. We can wait on you and Roman at a later date when it makes more sense. So The Rock came up with the final boss. Everything was great. He integrated himself into the story. He only enhanced how great the story was because of The Rock and Roman and the family's dynamic with Cody Rhodes and his family and him finishing his story. But he didn't get what he wanted. But it ended up playing out anyway, and The Rock was the star of that entire WrestleMania season, even though Cody finished his story and won the WWE Championship. So we come to this year, and Rock wanted Cody. He was so adamant about turning Cody Rhodes heel. Triple H said, no, that doesn't work. That's a terrible idea. What about John Cena instead? Because The Rock during the Pat McAfee show said, I want to see Cody as a heel. I think he's got a great character for him to go heel eventually. We'll get back to selling his soul. So he still is on this. But that's a terrible idea right now because he's the biggest moneymaker the company has. He's the biggest babyface the company has. The people are coming out to see Cody Rhodes, live events across the globe. Cody Rhodes is the reason. He's the primary reason. Why do you want to take your biggest babyface after he just won the championship and turn him heel so he didn't get what he wanted for a second year in a row? And now his ego is bruised. He's upset. He can't live with the fact that someone else told him what to do and what someone else thought was the right decision and not The Rock. His decision wasn't right. Everybody ranted and raved about it. Where is he? Why isn't he there? Why did we get Travis Scott? Why didn't we get The Rock? What does sell the soul mean? He wanted his champion. Where is he? Everybody thought that after Travis Scott came out, got Crossroads, that he was going to come on out. If he would have shown himself on the WrestleMania stage after the fucking match was over and raised Cena's hand and stood side by side with Cena and Travis Scott, it wouldn't have been as volatile as it was because he was there. I said this in the last upload. Said this in the last video. If he showed up, how much of those flames would be burning right now? They would be very little. There's always going to be a small pocket of fans that want more. Why wasn't he there? Why did he show up? Why didn't he say anything on the entire road to WrestleMania? But then he showed up. I would have taken that instead of what we got. Because if he showed up, it would have made a little bit more sense than what we got. We just got Travis Scott and not Rock. Everybody rightfully ranted, and you should not feel embarrassed, and you should not feel wronged in feeling how you feel. Rock said this, stop ranting, my friend. It's not healthy. Why are you telling me that everything is a complete work? I don't want to hear that from you. We understand that everything is a work. We understand that every aspect, every match is a work. So you mean to tell me that your interview on Pat McAfee was a fucking work? I don't think so. Again, more deflecting from Dwayne. More of Dwayne trying to basically cover up how awful his decision was to not be a part of the show. I don't want you to tell me it's a work. I know it's a work. I want you to go out there and make sure the fucking work that we're seeing is the best work that you could possibly come up with. The best story that you could possibly come up with. Why is it that everybody in this industry is so fucking soft? Why is it mostly everybody in this fucking industry is a pussy when fans want to fucking vent their frustrations? Who the fuck are we supposed to vent our frustrations to if not the company, if not the talent, if not the booker, if not the fucking guys in charge? Who are we supposed to vent our frustrations to? Why is our opinion so looked down upon? We're the one fucking paying to come see you. Your fucking paycheck is coming from our paycheck. Why is it that the fans are the one to blame when everything goes wrong? Why is it podcasters aren't allowed to say this, aren't allowed to say that, aren't allowed to be upfront and honest, no matter how our delivery is? Dave LeGreca said it best. It's the passion. We curse, we rant, we rave because we love what we do. It's all the work. Enjoy the show. No, I will not enjoy the show if the show is fucking bad. I'm not going to enjoy the show if you are not doing the best that we know you can do. Why is it a work when things are bad, but when things are good and the fans fucking love every aspect of it? Why isn't that the reply then? Why is it last year nobody came out and said, it's a work, enjoy the show? We know it's a work. It's a work when fucking people complain about it, enjoy the show. But when we love everything that's going on, why is it not a work then? Is it not a work then? This industry is full of soft fucking people who don't want to hear the criticisms because their ego is too fucking big. They think who they are, and they're not supposed to be criticized. Motherfucker, I'm going to sit here every fucking week and tell you what I like and what I don't like. And if you don't like what the fuck I have to say, tough shit. Tough shit. We love the sport. If you didn't have us, there's no fucking sport for you to be competing in. There's no sport for you to love. You'd be wrestling in front of nobody. The Rock again made himself look like a complete fucking dumbass. And then he wants to hide it in the tell Bub Ive, Grand Marnier, and Hush Puppies. Motherfucker, where were you at WrestleMania? I don't give a fuck what you're going to do next time you see Bully. Dave LeGreca responded to this. I love professional wrestling. I love professional wrestling because it's unlike any form of entertainment or sport. I'm passionate about it because I dive into it. And it's not about, oh, it's real to me, damn it. But man, it is. It is. Every time you step into a wrestling ring, you're putting your health and your body on the line. It's more real than that. That's as real as it could possibly be. Another aspect of everything that The Rock just seemingly went out there and fucking destroyed. We know it's a work. The work inside the ring is not a fucking work. You're risking your fucking life every time you get into the ring. Yeah, it's a work. It's a work. Not only did he disrespect every fan that criticized this garbage that we got on Sunday night, but he's downplaying. It's a work. Everything's a work. So when you say it's a work, I don't need to be reminded. I know that. I'm trying to fight that off from everybody outside of our circle. I don't need someone inside the circle who sits at the highest mountain in this business, which is the WWE, to tell me it's not real. I already know that. I know that it's not real. But let me buy into the magic that is professional wrestling. So when you say it's a work and that it's fake, then what are we doing here? Then what are we doing? The reason I rant and rave like I do is because I am passionate about it. That seemingly gets lost on everybody, and nobody really knows why people get so animated. Yet you watch anyway. I didn't like what I saw at the end of WrestleMania 41, just like if my Cowboys lose or my Yankees lose. I'm going to rant and rave about that. Doesn't mean I hate it. It's because I love it, and I get passionate about it. I yell and scream about it. Don't tell me it's a work. I don't need you to tell me. That's supposed to be from Dick or Jane down the street that doesn't like professional wrestling. They're the ones that tell me it's a work and that it's fake, not somebody within the business. Believe in the magic. It's the magic that makes people buy a ticket to go see WrestleMania or sit on their ass for 3 hours to watch a Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown because it's real to them. They don't need to be reminded that it's fake. So all due respect, Rock, all due respect, Mr. Dwayne Johnson, I appreciate what you've done for me and this business. But you put in that response, and I felt it was wrong, and it hurt me. I'm not angry about it. I'm actually hurt and disappointed with the response. Again, I ask, is it a work when we love everything that's going on? Why is it only a work, and why is everything fake when there's obvious criticisms that are needed to be said in regards to what's bad? Oh, it's a work then. But when it's good and we love everything that's going on, it's not a work. The good is the good, and we say it is. The bad is the bad, and we say it is. It's nothing in between. I don't understand this foreign concept of pro wrestlers who can't accept this form of criticism. I don't give a shit. Oh, I've never been in the fucking ring before. I'm not allowed to talk pro wrestling. Oh, JD's never taken a bump before. I don't deserve to talk pro wrestling. Oh, JD shouldn't be in the business because of his pro wrestling opinion. He doesn't deserve to be on commentary for House of Glory because he has a negative pro wrestling opinion. Motherfucker, if you don't have someone like me to tell you what the fuck is going on, then who the fuck are you going to hear it from? Go watch a movie. How many times did you pay $30 for a fucking movie between you and your wife, you and your partner, and kids? You spent $200 to go see a fucking matinee for some Marvel movie, and it ended up being terrible. You're $200 in the hole. You don't have every fucking right to say the movie was fucking terrible, and I feel like I wasted my money, and you don't have the right to say, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. Just enjoy the fucking show. I always use the restaurant analogy. If you go to a restaurant, you order something and something else comes out and the chef tells you, tough shit, you got to eat what I made you, even though you ordered something else, you don't have every right to complain. Or if they make your drink wrong, you don't have every fucking right to complain. No, I'm sorry, man. You get one and that's it. I can't go and make another drink for you. That's it. That's what I made for you. You fucking kidding me? There's everybody in this world complaining about every fucking thing that happens. I'm complaining now in front of you, in front of a large audience. It doesn't matter. I don't understand the fucking, this narrative that we can't speak up. Speak up. Otherwise, things are not going to change. Sean Ross Sapp put out a report following all this nonsense. Talent reactions to The Rock on Pat McAfee and his Instagram comment to Dave LeGreca. A number of talent took note of the fact that The Rock was not at TV, on TV, or at WrestleMania. He didn't do any promotion leading up to the event, or even tweet about the show coming up. Another talent pointed out that he didn't tweet about the show, but quickly appeared on a podcast after the event and discussed being called to advance ticket sales for the Elimination Chamber and some things he took issue with on WrestleMania. Another WWE source did back up the idea of Rock being called to help ticket sales for the Elimination Chamber, which was seen as a big boost internally. Prior to that, the creative sources we spoke to, say Fightful, had been told to work on the assumption that The Rock wouldn't be working or at the show. Many figured that would change after the Chamber. By the way, this doesn't mean a fucking thing, by the way. Many figured that would change after the Chamber, but we're told not to factor him heavily into the promos. Nobody knows The Rock's schedule but The Rock and his team. They will let them know when they are available. That's it. There's no other way. If Triple H and WWE ask about The Rock, this is supposed to include The Rock. Is Rocky going to be there? We'll let you know. They don't know. They don't know. So the only information that Triple H and his team got were basically nothing, because The Rock is going to tell him when he's showing up. The Rock could show up. The Rock, the entire WrestleMania season could happen. 6 weeks of WrestleMania season. Even though we know we needed The Rock will make that decision legitimately. Hey, man, I'm in town. And hey, man, I'm flying in. I want to be on Raw. Everything regarding The Rock is last minute. Last time we saw him was at Monday Night Raw. Netflix, January 6th. He was there in Los Angeles promoting the show. Last time before that, we got him at Bad Blood. His inclusion on the show made absolutely no sense now, talking about it and looking back at it. He was in town for a college football game. So, of course, he was going to be in town. Hey, man, I'm going to be at this college football game. I'm going to be at the Bad Blood show. I'll show up later. Within the 24-hour period, he lets them know what's going on. We are supposed to believe that The Rock and his team told everybody at WWE not to expect The Rock for 6 weeks. That's normally what people think. Because The Rock shows up when the fuck he wants to show up. Triple H should be booking the shows without The Rock in mind anyway, after this fucking fiasco. Don't include him at all. His name should not even be mentioned from this point on, at all. A long time, everybody thought, but The Rock, he shows up every fucking time and includes himself, and he just leaves it so open-ended that you can't think anything else but The Rock is showing up. If he didn't show up, we wouldn't be in this situation to begin with. A longtime talent said that the roster always loves seeing The Rock at the shows, but noted that the card is always at the mercy of Dwayne. What did I just tell you? What did I just describe to you? The card is always at the mercy of Dwayne, and that's coming from a top talent last year, and that is something that they believe The Rock does in both ways. One person there we spoke to claimed The Rock didn't want to be seen as interfering with WrestleMania plans like last year, but possibly didn't understand how integral he would be to the story. He did it on purpose. He did it on purpose. Why start something and then have no plan to finish it? I don't get it. Everything that he did at the Chamber needed a conclusion. Everything. That was just the beginning. And then he says, I don't want to be involved. I think the work of the final boss is done. I wanted that moment to be about Cena. You made yourself just as big as the moment for John Cena. So why didn't we just not do that and do the heel turn at WrestleMania? And then everything that we got with Cena on the road to Mania, why didn't we get that on the Raw after Mania? I'm telling you, man, you look back at it, and you look back at how things should have been done without The Rock being there, but The Rock included himself because he said Ari Emanuel needed him at the Chamber for ticket sales, soft ticket sales. 30,000 at Sky Dome is nothing to scoff at. 40,000, sure, they sold an extra 10,000 fucking tickets. But that goes to show you that TKO doesn't know what the fuck's going on. John Cena and his inclusion in the Elimination Chamber wasn't really looked at as a big, we need The Rock. He could have shown up there and did a Rock concert. He could have showed up there and said how big WrestleMania was going to be. Fucking shoot the shit with us for 15 minutes. As long as the people are in his presence. No, I gotta be in this storyline. Cody's got to sell me his soul. We're going to do a big angle, and I want to be a part of John Cena's heel turn. Now he's a part of John Cena's heel turn and has nothing to do with John Cena's heel turn. But in the record books, looking back at the history, Rock is a part of John Cena's heel turn. The Rock, after 20 fucking years of Cena turning heel, he's a part of it. For what? For what? He's a part of it and then not a part of it. And the part he's not a part of is even bigger because the follow-up is always more important than the actual turn. I don't know how anybody is defending The Rock. I don't know how anybody is defending. After this, I don't know how anybody is defending Dwayne Johnson. I don't. There were a number of talent who brought up The Rock wasn't referenced, but said that if there were issues with he and Triple H, as the world is speculating, it hasn't made it to the rest of the roster yet. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. There are always rumors that the two have had a rivalry that was based on respect, but was contentious at times. Ultimately, The Rock's absence and subsequent comments were met with as much frustration from the roster and staff as we spoke to. It was more confusion from them. One talent speculated that it was an overcorrection and cited last year's reaction to Rock being inserted, but said that it was a wildly different situation. A lot of talent were discussing backstage about Rock's absence from WrestleMania, him not mentioning it, his lack of promotion for the show, and him barely being referenced on the show. One talent said, we all found it kind of weird that he didn't promote the show at all. Regarding the comment, yes, he didn't promote the show at all because he was told to go fuck himself, not only by Cody Rhodes in storyline, which was a work, Rock, right? But he was basically told, go fuck yourself because your idea of turning Cody heel is fucking ridiculous. Get the fuck out. If that's what you're bringing to the table, get the fuck out. So he went to go bitch and moan and cry to Ari Emanuel, who is his business partner, and then they concocted some bullshit excuse. Well, the Chamber tickets are soft. We need Rock to up the ticket sales. The tickets for the Chamber are fucking soft because I gotta sell my fucking soul to go sit there in the nosebleeds For what? $3,000? Regarding the comment to Dave LeGreca of Busted Open Radio in his rant, one talent said, what does that mean? Is he working every time he stops by and talks to us backstage too? Was that McAfee interview a work even though he specified he wasn't in character? Why is it a work when things are bad, but why isn't it a work when things are good? Is it the same way? Rock has fucked things up, and he continues to fuck things up. If you are on Team Rock here, you are on the wrong team, honestly. He fucked everything up, and you are in this lane of just accepting mediocrity. Look back at everything that had happened, and then look back at it without The Rock's involvement. Did we really need him? Did we really need him? He only went bye-bye and ghosted everybody because his idea of turning Cody heel, which is he's fucking stuck on, because he wants to sabotage everything and make it about himself. The idea of turning Cody heel was denied, rightfully so, because it's fucking stupid. And then he was told to go bye-bye. And then he became defiant. His ego was bruised again for a second year in a row. And there was nothing that he wanted to do to fix it this year because it was already bruised coming out of last year. So he let Triple H fucking die on the vine. He let Triple H fucking go about this knowing he was needed. And he left the fucking company with no other decision but a hang up and a hope that he may show up to fix everything because he started it. And then they left the company with nothing but Travis fucking Scott. Because nothing at that point made sense. Because he needed Cody to sell his soul, and then there was no fucking follow-up. If we didn't get that, and the heel turn happened at WrestleMania, and John Cena turns heel winning the title there in some desperate attempt to get number 17, and then go heel, you would be looking at an all-timer in wrestling history. No, but The Rock fucked that all up. And you're on Team Rock. You and everybody there, you could go fuck yourself, man. You are on the wrong side. Rock is very much wrong, and nobody's going to let him live this shit down. This may have been the straw that broke the camel's back. If you want Rock back on television after this, your priorities are all fucked up, man. There's no way. I don't want him back on television. I want him nowhere near. I don't give a fuck how great the Final Boss was. He fucked everything up, and now I don't give a fuck what he has to say. It's unbelievable. Again, I stand with LeGreca and the current administration. We'll see how this all plays out. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please let me know down below. We are just at that cusp of 170,000 subscribers. Thank you guys very much. It's been a tremendous month. It's been a tremendous week. Continue the support. I'll be live tonight for Friday Night SmackDown. The SmackDown after WrestleMania. We got Aleister Black returning to the company, amongst other surprises, man. What does SmackDown have in store for us tonight? Should be a big one. I'll be here to cover it all with you guys right here on the podcast live tonight on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about the reaction from Rock to LeGreca and LeGreca's comment back to The Rock. Let me know what you think about how the locker room's feeling. Everything you need to tell me down in the comment section below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and please check out all of the content on the channel. Everything you need is on the homepage. Until tonight, guys, I'll be live right here with you on Friday Night SmackDown in the post show on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.